Welcome to the Dietitian Side Hustle podcast. My name is Katie Dodd, and I'm a nutrition entrepreneur. I spent 7 years as a side hustler before diving into entrepreneurship full time. Before making the leap, I was bringing in 6 figures through my side hustle. If I can do it, you can too. This podcast is for dietitians, interns, and students who want to be inspired to start or perfect the side hustle of their dreams. Let's do this. Hello and welcome to the 292nd episode of the Dietitian Side Hustle podcast, 6-month update, the Geriatric Dietitian 2X project. Now, I want to tell you a little bit about the Geriatric Dietitian 2X project, especially if you're not a regular listener. If you're a regular listener, you probably were here in September when I aired my episode called the Geriatric Dietitian 2X project. I gave an update in October, an update in November, and no updates since. It is now March 2026. It is 6 months after I came on here all excited and all geared up with this really cool project I was going to do. So let me tell you a little bit more about the project that I did. And essentially, I decided to coach myself in one of my businesses, the Geriatric Dietitian. This is my blog that I started in 2019. And my goal was to 2x my income in this brand by the end of 2025. So I started this at the beginning of September 2025, and my goal was by the end of the month or year, I wanted to 2x my income. So then I went through and I did an audit of my business, and I came up with these changes that I was going to do, the plans I was going to make. I looked at opportunities, my action items, and I ended up actually doing a lot. What I've realized is I had a lot of opportunities for increasing traffic through diversifying my streams of income, really leveraging Pinterest more, increasing my visibility and growing the know, like, trust factor through YouTube, setting up email marketing because I feel a little embarrassed to admit this, but I didn't have a standalone email marketing set up for the Geriatric Dietitian. All of my content was funneling to my food blog, High Calorie Recipes. So I was going to create a lead magnet, create a welcome sequence and a nurture sequence for that brand, and then create specific products to sell that were related to geriatrics, because a lot of my products I was selling was focused on high calorie content, which, is applicable for older adults, but not for everyone. So the action items that I set in September of 2025 was to take a live 8-week course on Pinterest and implement those strategies, start learning YouTube, setting up my email, and creating a geriatric nutrition course. So let me kind of go through this because I want to share kind of like what my big goals were. So my goal was to 2x my income through the Geriatric Dietitian by December 31st, 2025. My action items were to leverage Pinterest, leverage YouTube, set up my email, and create my course. Now, I will say I started this project with so much enthusiasm and so much excitement. And you know what? I'm just going to kind of share where things went a little off for me, and then I'll kind of share the update of where I'm at with it and where I'm going to go. Now, the truth of the matter is I did not 2x my income by the end of the year. And I kind of struggle with sharing certain things on the podcast that I really want to share with you guys, but I do have limitations to what I'm able to share. But the reality is that I set these really big goals in September of 2025. I was going to do all this work in the Geriatric Dietitian, and I did a lot of work. But my focus really got sidelined because of personal things. I ended up making the decision less than a month later to go back to family court, and I ended up going to family court in December of 2025. And while I'm running my business, while I'm trying to focus on this extra project I'm doing on the side, I was also very focused on what I needed to do for myself, for my family. Now, I don't talk a lot again about these things, and again, I feel like there's obvious reasons why I don't talk about it, even though there's a big part of me that wants to share more with you guys, because I know a lot of you are either walking through or have walked through some of the things that I've walked through, and I know how much side hustles can help people with the situations they're in. But I did spend a lot of 2024 in family court as well. In 2024, court became my side hustle. I ended up taking courses on learning court language, learning how to navigate the court system, working with my lawyer, going to court, and it was a whole thing. End of 2024, I thought that things were resolved, things were good. 2025 moved along and I realized that we needed to go back. Now, I will share that the outcome in December of 2025, the last time I went to court, was really, really, really good. So I'm feeling very confident moving forward and things were good, but obviously that ended up taking a lot of my attention. So if I'm honest about the reason that I wasn't able to dedicate the time that I wanted to the Geriatric Dietitian 2X project, it is because life lifed on me. Now, I'm sharing this for a few reasons. I was actually just on um, a podcast interview with Laura Schoenfeld. She was on the Dietitian Side Hustle podcast a few episodes ago, but I just did an interview to be on her podcast, which I'm so excited about. But we ended up kind of talking, well, about a lot of things. But we talked about how sometimes we just see the positive side of business. We just see successes. We don't see the behind the scenes stuff. And then when we experience the ups and downs of our life and in our business, we feel like, oh my gosh, I'm such a failure. But I also think it's important that we share the things that are hard, the things that don't work out. And even though in January 2025, when I was sharing with you guys with such enthusiasm what I was going to do with my blog brand, The Geriatric Dietitian, I really thought I was going to do it. But I just couldn't anticipate what would happen 1 month later with life and on me. And then where things kind of another wrench in the system, if you will, is that my book Dietitian Side Hustle came out. Now, y'all know I was writing this all of last year. I knew when it was coming out, and I knew it was going to overlap with the Geriatric Dietitian 2X project, but that was fine. That was fine. It was in the plan. But also I knew that moving into January of 2026, I would be launching my Side Hustle Accelerator program and really building out a new focus and funnel on helping people with side hustles. So right now where my energy is building out the Side Hustle Accelerator program. We're actually in the middle of the program. We're in week 3. We have this wonderful cohort of dietitians going through the program, and it has been so much fun. But it is also taking a lot of my time and attention. So that's, I guess, kind of what I wanted to share, and I'll share more details too. But yeah, I find myself kind of struggling because, like I said, I go back and forth between wanting to share so much more, but then also not knowing who's actually listening to the podcast and knowing that I'm not always able to share what I want to share with you guys. But I also want to be honest, and I also want to acknowledge that sometimes life gets in the way. And the Geriatric Dietitian is still on the plan. It actually made its year to my goals for 2026, and my goal is to actually be making, now you guys know I set audacious goals that I don't always meet, but I actually do have a goal to be making $10,000 a month through the Geriatric Dietitian by the end of this year. Will I make it? We'll find out. So I went from wanting to 2x to wanting to I don't know, it's not quite a 10x. I forget it's like a 3, a little over a 3x, but it's still on the list. It's still on the agenda. But, at the end of last year, my focus really was on family and personal stuff. And then my focus has really been on side hustle stuff. And as we move out through the year, I do have plans to really start implementing these things. All that to say, it doesn't mean that I haven't been doing some work on the Geriatric Dietitian. So I'm going to share some of the updates of what's been going on behind the scenes. Now, is income up? No, it's not, but I'm not really surprised by that. But the cool thing that is happening is that I'm sowing seeds. And I know that with sowing those seeds, things are coming and things are happening, and it will help me to get closer to those goals. So let me kind of break down the different things. Now, I think I shared on one of my past updates that the Pinterest course I did just didn't really align with my goals and what I thought it was going to look like. So I really haven't leveraged too much stuff with Pinterest, but my Pinterest is still going great. It's getting about 96,000 impressions per month. Now, that sounds fancy. Impressions just means someone saw my stuff. The metric I care about is when people click on my stuff and go to my website, because when people go to my website, I make money. I had 1.43 thousand people do outbound clicks in the last month. So that's good. I'm getting over 1,000 people clicking on my Pinterest stuff, going to my website. And again, that does equate to money. So that makes me happy. And also people being served by the content on the blog. So I was looking at my YouTube. I haven't been recording as much content, though I do have a lot of I have a lot of outlines created for videos. I just need to record them. I've actually invested in a program called Opus Clips, and I can't remember if I shared this with you guys before, but it's a really cool program. It is paid, but it's like $20 or something. It's not crazy expensive. But essentially, I record long form content in YouTube. I put it in Opus Clips, and Opus Clips makes shorts for me, like YouTube shorts. I'm also sharing them on Instagram. And because I have the paid platform, I'm able to schedule them. So it doesn't take me that much time. It's like an hour, and I'm able to create shorts to go out for an entire month on YouTube and Instagram. So that's been pretty cool, using that. Um, and my subscribers on YouTube has gone from, I should have been tracking the exact numbers, but I wasn't. But I was looking at like my 1 month update because I did like a screenshot of my YouTube, and I was at 383 subscribers. And I'm now at 538 subscribers on YouTube. I've had 10,000 views in the last 28 days, and I'm really excited for that because my next big income goal is actually to get ad revenue through YouTube through the Geriatric Dietitian. Another stream of income, which I am all here for. So that's kind of one of my big goals in this year, is to qualify for ad revenue on YouTube. So I feel like even though progress is going slow, I'm leveraging technology, Opus Clips, and I'm continuing to put out content over there. So the website's doing good. I won't say like traffic is massively up, but I'm still getting 64,000 views per month, which is pretty great. I mean, 64,000, that's like views from humans I don't even know, people that are being served. And I know that with all my efforts, that number will just continue to grow. So my email list, which I did start, is at 433 subscribers, which I think is pretty darn cool. Because I just think of like all the opportunities that I've been missing without having that email list. And one of the cool features I did when I set up my email list is I have a question in my welcome sequence where I ask them, hey, how can I serve you? How can I help you? And they click on a link and it goes to a Google form. And I do say I don't respond because I don't have time, but they're able to share their feedback of what they're looking for. And I've had like over a dozen people share pretty detailed responses of what they're looking for. So that is data that is going to help me as I create more content specific for older adults outside of just high calorie stuff. So I have yet to make my course, but that is still on my list. And again, getting the feedback from my audience is going to be so valuable because one of the most important things about creating content that people are going to buy is making sure people want to buy it. So getting feedback from my audience has been really cool. So I'm still leveraging YouTube, not recording as much as I want to, but I'm using some technology to help me be more efficient. The website's still going awesome. I don't blog very often, but I did create a new blog article with the new food guide pyramid and guidance that came out. So I did put out a new article with that. Email is going great, over 400 subscribers. Pinterest is doing just fine. And my goal is to continue leveraging the Geriatric Dietitian. So the Geriatric Dietitian 2X project, I probably won't give an update for a while because right now it's not my focus and priority. I'm really focused on my dietitian side hustle stuff. I'm actually having so much fun, you guys. I am creating content like crazy because I want to create different ways that I can continue to serve and help you guys regardless of where you're at. So I know I've been kind of sharing some of the stuff I've created, but I created a app and a new mini course. It's the Side Hustle Starter Pack that I think I shared with you guys. It's $4.99 and it's really cool. And it's really designed to help you pick the right side hustle for you and create a plan to get started. So I created that for people who are like, okay, I want to get started. Very low ticket. I think that's probably the most low ticket thing I've ever created. But again, I want to create something that's going to reach and help more people. I've also been working on creating a new freebie. I'm hoping it will come out this week. It is a side hustle guide. It's a really cool like PDF that goes through all the different side hustle opportunities. So it's an ebook kind of, and it's really, really cool. So I'm hoping to get that out this week. So that's completely free. I'm also, actually I finished it. I also have another freebie that will be coming out in a couple weeks, and it's for people who want to learn how to use a free email marketing tool that has automations. It's called MailerLite. So I created a mini course on how to use MailerLite for email marketing. And I am actively in the process of building out the Side Hustle Accelerator program with our amazing students. So I just feel like what I've been doing on the back end is just so much work and content creation related to dietitian side hustle. And I'm so excited for it because, we've got the podcast, we've got the Facebook group, we've got the website. Now I have the book that's available on Amazon, Kindle, and Audible, and having different products and price points to help people regardless of where they're at is really what I'm focused on. So I'm over here working like a crazy person, and I just realistically don't have the time right now for the Geriatric Dietitian. Now, I will say what I love about that business and why I love blogging and passive income is it's still serving people. It's still helping people. It's still making money. It's just right now, that's not where my focus is. And like I said, I thought I had a window of time at the end of last year to dive into all these things. And actually, I got a lot done. I'm very proud of all the things I got done. I mean, I built out an email list that's serving people for an entire year, completely passive. Like, that's amazing. Even just the YouTube content that's going out is so cool, but not exactly everything I wanted to do in the time frame that I wanted to. But again, life, and that happens. And so I just want to wrap things up to say that why I wanted to share this with you guys is I want you to know that side hustling and entrepreneurship is a journey. I still want you to dream big. I still want you to create goals that are so big that maybe you won't make them, and that's okay. It's okay if you pivot. It's okay if life gets in the way. I don't see the Geriatric Dietitian 2X project as being a failure because it's only a failure if I quit. And y'all know me, I don't quit. Things have just shifted and pivoted and have been, more realistic for the season that I'm in. So it's still on the list. It's just later. So again, I just want you guys to see from someone, who's active in business that sometimes things don't go the way we plan. Sometimes things can feel like, oh, well, am I a failure because I didn't reach my goals? I don't feel like a failure. I'm reaching more people. I'm helping more people. And I know, like I said, I'm just not going to give up. So regardless of where life has you, regardless of what's taking your time and attention, I just want you guys to stay focused on your big dreams and goals and just continue to pursue them relentlessly and know that anything is possible. So I think that's all I got for today. Yeah, that's all I got. I'm feeling kind of in my emotions in this episode. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I either need to go cry or take a nap. Maybe both. Probably neither. My kids will be home soon, so I'll be shifting into mom mode very soon. But yeah, it's been a day. Actually, since we're being all personal with each other, it's actually been a day for me because I got to go see a neurologist today. And I was kind of embarrassed, but also not embarrassed. But I was with the medical assistant and I just started crying. She's like, "Are you okay?" And she's probably like, "What's wrong with you?" And I have been struggling with migraines, and I know I've shared it periodically, but it has been so discouraging and so disabling, and the migraine frequency has increased so much that I just feel like with all the things going on, I guess that's kind of another monkey wrench too. It's like when I have a migraine, my brain doesn't work and I can't work, and then it just stresses me out. So I've got to really catch up, and days I feel good, I got to bust out the work and get things done because I just don't know if I wake up tomorrow, am I going to be able to function? And I feel like for the most part, I'm pulling stuff off, but it's been hard. And for anyone who struggles with pain, it's really hard and discouraging, especially, being an entrepreneur, being a single mom, all of these things just really adds that additional stress into pain. Right. So anyways, I went and saw a neurologist, which I'm so grateful that I finally got a referral to a specialist for migraine. And when I got there, I just started crying. I'm like, I don't know why I'm crying. And actually, as I was talking to her, and I said, you know what I think it is? I've been going to the doctor for so long and feeling like I'm not getting help. Things aren't getting better. And I'm getting so discouraged that even though I'm here today feeling hopeful, I also feel like you guys aren't going to be able to help me. And she's just like, oh, and she's like, we have so many things we can do to help you. And actually, they were fabulous. They've got all kinds of things that we're going to be doing. And I know that we're going to get resolution with these migraines. But migraines are something. I mean, they're like, people literally go on disability for them, and I get it. So anyways, on a personal note, that's probably why I'm feeling so raw right now. It's all the crying from today and just like discouragement and hope, and then even just sharing a little bit of, that personal stuff, which I was so vague in sharing. But again, I feel like you guys probably know. But anyways, I appreciate you all so very much. Thank you for listening to the Dietitian Side Hustle podcast. I hope that this episode was good, even though I feel like I had a little bit of like, woo. I hope that it was good to see like this is real. Okay. This is real. This is business. This is life. And I will say, despite ups and downs, I have so much joy and I've never been happier. So we find joy even through the ups and downs. And the whole premise behind Dietitian Side Hustle is to just live your dreams and change the world and make the most of this one life that you have. So that is what I'm continuing to do, and that's what I'm encouraging you to continue to do. So thank you so much for listening to the podcast. I appreciate each and every one of you. As always, you can head on over to katiedodd.com. That is my Linktree page where you can learn about all the ways we can work together. And yeah, honestly, keep on checking out katiedodd.com because, like I said, I have all these new things coming out. So my freebies will be there. Like all these different things are coming out. So anyways, have the best day, and I'll see you all next week on the podcast. Bye, guys.